Hey everyone, welcome and happy whatever day or night it is that you are watching this. Today was a busy day, lots of errands, lots of running, and I really want to accomplish this wall. I'll show you more in just a second, but I didn't want the day to pass by without me being able to accomplish this task because I'm kind of on a time crunch with everything. So I thought it would be really fun if we did a nighttime decorate with me and styled these shelves with all thrifted items that I either have thrifted in the past or that I have been accumulating just for this project right here. And we'll just style them together and see what we come up with. But let me really quick show you what Sam created. Here are the shelves that I have been talking about. I absolutely love them. So as you can see here, this is our eating area where our table is. We've got the buffet there in the back. And it just, everything that I would decorate with in that space just felt so underwhelming. And I was trying to figure out a way to create height in this area and just allow that wall to be more of a focal point than what it has been in the past. So I came up with the idea that a shelf wall would allow different decor to go in that space, but yet it would allow it to go up as well and highlight the beauty of the tall ceilings. So we decided that 4 shelves would be the best way to go to accomplish the look that I was going for. And from what it looked like in the past, I will see if I can put a photo up beside here so that you can see the before and after. But just from adding those shelves with nothing even on them, it has totally transformed this entire room right here. So these are all of the things that I have been accumulating. I've got more downstairs that I need to bring up, but I'm just not quite sure how much I'm going to need in that space. Again, I've said this the entire time. I don't want this decor to take on a very cluttered look, so I'm having to be very intentional about how I'm styling things. That way it just does not start to look like a yard sale. So I have these items here. I've got, like I said, a few more downstairs that I need to grab, but I wanted to kind of start to play around with these things first. I have got these different photos. I've got this, which this is not going to be seen, just the little like table riser, whatever you want to call it. And then we've got this. I got this at the Goodwill for $9.99. It was made in Italy. And I don't know, I think this is kind of like a big to-do. I'm not sure. I just liked it because it looked cool. And I think it will look great on the shelves, but that is what that looks like. We've got this little candle holder that I thought was super cute that we need to get cleaned up. I got this for $1.98 at the Salvation Army. We've got this wooden duck. $7.99. All of the things that I get from Savers are either 20% or 30% off. I either use my coupon or when I go with my mom on Tuesdays, I get 30% off. And then we've got this for $4.99. And I just thought that was super cool. We're gonna clean all of this silver up and just make it nice and shiny again. We've got these little things here. I love this bird. I saw this bird that I thought was super cute. Here's Sam's grandma's grasshopper. I wish that this had the little spoon in it, but it doesn't. So we'll just put that to the back just like that and you will never know. We've got the owl, this little bird bath looking candle stand, stuff back here. Here's my salt and pepper shakers that I had on my island for the longest time. And we've just got kind of a mixture of a lot of different things. I thought this was super pretty. I love this. I got this at the Goodwill for $12. Like, how can you even beat that? This is what I brought in from the dining room that we didn't end up using, and I realized when I took it down that I didn't even take my tag off. So we're gonna try to incorporate that. I love this. I think this is absolutely beautiful. We've got some of the blue and white pottery back here, and we've got that. Just kind of a compilation of a lot of different things. And so I am just going to kind of start styling. We need to get that cleaned out. It looks like they either had coffee or tea or something in there, so we need to clean that, clean our silver, get everything just all brushed up and ready to go on the shelves. I've got some picture frames that I want to put up there as well, so I need to print off some pictures for those. But I think we are off to a really good start with the things that are going up there. I tried to stay pretty neutral. I've got the blue and whites, and then obviously I will pull different colors from the photos that I put in the frames. But for the most part, I tried to stay pretty neutral. That way, again, it didn't start to look like some kind of a yard sale situation, and we could keep this area looking styled and not chaotic. So, all right, let me get all this cleaned up, and then we'll see what we can come up with as far as arranging it all on the shelf. Okay, so I've got everything cleaned up. I got this silver polished, which was an absolute nightmare. And I don't know how old this thing is, but you can tell that it is really, really old. I couldn't get any of the rest of that out, but I would say that the outside of them turned out really well considering. So we've got that, and then the pitcher, and then this little pot over here. So we've got all of that cleaned. This cleaned up amazing. Literally looks like brand new. It was brown on the inside. This is all clean. This is nice and clean again. So I would say, oh, I see, I forgot a blue plate over there with a sticker. So I'll grab that, but everything else is ready to go. So because I have people in my home tonight, you know, living their lives, I am going to style the first shelf, and then I will show you guys, and then we'll just kind of work our way up to the top, and then we'll see what it all looks like once it's finished. Okay, so I got the first two shelves started. It's just going to be easier for me to kind of put stuff together in different areas instead of just doing one shelf at a time. I have these soup bowls, but my issue is they are wider than my shelves. And I didn't buy them just for that. Like, I have had those, I use them. I was just gonna put them up there, but they are not gonna work. However, the one that I did get at the Goodwill, that one works perfectly. So I'm happy with that. But I have, oh, and this little guy here, he's too wide also. So I won't be able to use that, but the rest of the stuff should work really well still. I think I will put the rest of the silver on the next two shelves. And then we've got, what else do we have? I'm not sure. We'll kind of see how it all plays out. Some of the stuff, like, you need it to be fairly low, like this, so that you can actually see it. Whereas if it's up at the top, it's just a lot harder to see those things. So those pieces need to be significantly larger. So, all right, I am going to keep working on this, and we'll see if we can't finish this off because it is 9:56. Okie dokie. It is 11:21 and I am the only one awake. And this is where we are currently. I love it. I am not sold on the candles down here as well as the vase, so I need to find something to put in that vase. So I'll look for that tomorrow. And then I've got the tulips out there. It's too early for that, I know, but I was just trying to figure out kind of what centerpiece I wanted, and I don't know that that is it. Over here, we have a lot going on. Oh. It's one of those things where, I think I said this earlier in another video recently, when you look at something so long, you just kind of start to become numb to it. And I feel like that is definitely where I currently am. So I think I am going to call this a day, get some sleep, pick up the kitchen just a tiny bit from all my mess so that I don't have to wake up to that, and then wake up with a fresh set of eyes, and then we can finish this part of the kitchen off tomorrow. Hey, it is the next morning, and I have already been to coffee with a friend and ran to Savers really quick to do a drop-off. And now I'm back home, ready to get this place into shape. I didn't go to bed until 12:20 because after I left you guys, I decided to move some things around. Well, that's a close-up, isn't it? Wowzy. Decided to move some things around in the living room, which I will show you here in just a second. But as I'm looking at everything here on the shelves, I feel like we need to, well, let me just show you. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. I feel like we need to declutter a bit. I love it, but I feel like we are quickly approaching yard sale territory. And like I said, I love everything on it. I just think that maybe we could downsize just a tiny bit so that we can appreciate the pieces that are up there a little bit more. So that is what I'm going to do. It's also challenging because I have that cabinet over there to the left. And so I don't want it to feel, like I said, just very claustrophobic and full of stuff. So we're gonna go through that, kind of weed out what we feel needs to come down. I do really like the greenery up there, so I'm going to keep that there. I am not sold on the buffet stuff right now. I just kind of feel like that doesn't have a rhyme or reason, and it very much feels like I just put that stuff there because I didn't know what else to do. And honestly, at 12 o'clock, that's just exactly what I did. So we're gonna go through that, kind of fix that a little bit. What else? Oh, I found this at Savers this morning because, you know, I can't just drop off and not run in. Like, what if the purchase of a lifetime is there? I did find these little, oh, I don't think my lighting is that great. Maybe it is, hard to tell. Let's turn this light on, that might help us. Okay, that's better. I found these little berries for $2.49 minus 20% off because since I donated, I got a 20% off coupon. And then I found this cute little cup, or mug rather, for $2.99 minus the discount. So super great. These pictures I am debating on putting in the living room where we still need to put those last two. Don't mind all of my vacuums. It's just because we've had stuff all over the floor from my projects. And I don't want to put it away and then get it back out. So up on the top to the right, you see the gold, the black, and then the brown. I need to put two more pictures to the right of that. So I'm trying to decide which frames to use out of all the ones that I've accumulated for the different areas. And I'm thinking about those two. Also in other news, which is also what I was doing last night instead of sleeping, I moved a few things around and I like it much better. Let's put these back where they go. Tell me your 18-year-old son hasn't been here without telling me your 18-year-old son hasn't been here. Love him. All right, on the table, I was not loving the vibe of the other greenery. The green was just not working with this space. So what I did was, many of you might remember, well, I can't get it out. My hands are really bothering me today because of all the stuff I did yesterday, so I'm just gonna leave it there. All right, so the gold piece, you guys might remember from one of my hauls during, I wanna say it was Vlogmas. If it wasn't Vlogmas, it was Vlogtober. But I spray painted that gold in anticipation to use for my spring decor. Well, I found this green pick in my stash downstairs and I thought that would look so much better on that space. And then I just had the little black vase down there separate. All those pieces are separate. And so I just put the black vase in the gold carrier with the new greenery on top of the blue plate. And I think it works amazing. I absolutely love it right there. And I think that it just really changes the vision for this table and I love it. So that changed. I'm still trying to figure out what to do with the kind of bird bowl over here. I don't know if I want to put something in it or what the case. Don't mind the iPad. That is not decor. But the other thing that I did was I moved these two vases up here to be with the ones that were already there. And I think that that looks so much better for two reasons. It brings kind of color. It brings color to that wall, but in a subtle way, and it just kind of helps tie everything together. But let me show you what it does. Oh, we can't walk past you. No, we can't. They haven't seen you in days, Day. They haven't seen you at all. Do you want to say anything? Do you want to tell them hello? I saw your tail move. Do you want to say hi to the people? Yeah, say hi to the people. They've missed you. All right, so for those of you that have asked if Daisy is still with us, she is. She just hasn't been in these videos because I've been doing a lot of like moving around and whatnot, and she has not been loving that. So she's been camping out on my bed. So back to the vases. I loved the blue vases on this kind of created credenza situation. But every time I passed by, I was like, this just feels like a lot. Like it was almost becoming a wall of vases, and I did not like that. Then when I added the blue lampshades, which thank you to those of you that voted over on Instagram, it felt even more like a wall to me. And so I decided last night, okay, I can take the two vases that I had on the outside of the big one, move them up to the bookcases, and it just kind of creates this triangle of color and brings everything in together. And I just feel like it balanced out the living room beautifully. These pieces right here are now not fighting for attention with each other. It's very subtle, but yet very beautiful, and I am in love with it. The other thing that happened today, which is why I was over by Savers to begin with, I got this table on Marketplace, and it is going to go right here where this one is. I have been looking for one because this one doesn't really go with what we're doing right now. And so I had been on the lookout and I found this beauty, and I cannot wait to get it cleaned up. I'm just absolutely thrilled. I cannot wait. I haven't dusted it or touched it or anything yet, but I am really excited to get it over there in that space. So we're gonna do that today as well. Again, close your eyes to the vacuums and to Daisy's food. We're just all over here. Okay. Right now, the mission is to go through these shelves, and we are going to pare down a little bit and just make it a little less cluttered. That way everything can be seen in its own beauty and not be fighting for attention from each other. So let me really quick do that, and then I will show you what it looks like. Finished. And I absolutely love it. I pared down, I forgot what I was gonna say. I pared down each of the shelves and just eliminated a few pieces from each little grouping. And I think it turned out really well. It now allows everything to be able to breathe, and you're able to see exactly what you have, appreciate exactly what you have. And I feel like it just allows everything to play really well together. So here are, let me go shelf by shelf. And literally everything on these shelves is thrifted. Except for Sam's grandma's grasshopper. but I think it looks so good. I am so, so happy with it. And I just cannot tell you how much it has changed this entire space. Down here, I also pared down what I had on top of this buffet. Again, everything down here is thrifted except for the candles, which are from Amazon, and the greenery I've had for 5 or 6 years. I got it at Hobby Lobby. I don't know if they still sell that or not, but I think that looks great. I love how the wicker basket in the back kind of ties into the wicker chairs that we have here on the table. I decided just to leave these tulips here. Usually I'm not a January tulip person, and yes, those trees are still back there because it's 20 degrees here still. So my outside decor is just gonna have to take a back seat because I'm not getting out there when it's that cold and decorating or undecorating. So I say all that to say, normally I'm not a tulips in January person, but that's where they're going to go. And I really don't have anything else to put there right now. And I wanted to see how it all kind of would play out. And so I'm just gonna leave it there, you know, because this is a year of release and I'm not gonna let that bother me. But this is what the view is from back here. Now over here, we need to decorate this island. I've got this tree that I thrifted, I don't remember if it was last year or the year before that. And then you guys just recently saw this tree that I got that I had told you I wanted to pop out the pick in here. So see how it's all just kind of wound in there together. We're just going to pluck that right off, and I am going to put this in its place, and that way we kind of have 2 trees with the same kind of style, but yet they're not identical and they're not the same height, which I absolutely love. So I am going to do that. I had hoped to put maybe this in here, but it is a little bit too big for that. Plus it's going to raise the height a little bit. So I'm not going to use that because I want them to be different heights. So we're going to do that really quick. And then I want to put it on this cutting board. And I think that will look really, really pretty. It'll give me an opportunity to kind of spread it all out, just like that. And then I think I'm going to put my candle holder there on the right side, and I think we'll be good to go with that. I have not figured out where I'm going to put this guy, and I am almost to the point where I might just take this to my parents. I love this thing, but literally everywhere that I have put it in my house, it blends in with whatever wood is there. And I hate that. Like I had it on the table over there. It blended into my table and my wall. So I had it over there, if you remember, on the buffet, and it literally blended right into the wall. So that's very frustrating because I absolutely love this, but I will love it equally as much if my mom gets to appreciate it too and have it in her home. So that's kind of the direction that I'm leaning. I think that would be really pretty in her kitchen. She's got darker wood in her kitchen, so it will definitely stand out there. And so that is kind of my plan for that. And then over here, oh, this is how I got my pine cone to stay up over on the shelves. I got this tin for Daisy's treats. Right now we have them in this little jar, but it's adding nothing to our counters. I didn't want to keep her treats in this metal all the time. I don't know. I don't really like metal touching treats all the time. That's just my preference. But in addition to that, I hate how the little treat crumbs get down there like in the crevices of the metal containers. So I found this, thought it would look really great in here with kind of the metals that we're trying to pull from, and then also next to our cutting boards. And then I found this little candle holder that fits perfectly inside. And then we'll just put her treats in there. If you're wondering, these are the treats that we give her. I just get these from Walmart. And here is the back. They've got no fillers. They're made in the USA. The money spent on them goes toward the military, and I just think that that's great. So that is what I'm going to do with this. I'll get the tags off. Whoops, sorry for your ears. This was $3.49, $6.99, and then with my coupon. And that will go right there. And I think that that is going to look super cute. I've also toyed with the idea of moving that little tray over here with all of our stuff for cooking to this side over here, just because there's not as much going on that counter. And we kind of have a lot going on over here because of the coffee maker, and this is where I keep my coffee pods for my coffee maker. Sam uses this one, I use the Keurig, and I just keep these in here. And so we've kind of got a little bit going on over there. So I'm wondering what it would look like if we had the treat box on the left and then everything else over here on the right. I think it would allow this space to not feel so cluttered on the left. So I'm gonna try that out as well. And I think that's kind of a good start. I've got a wreath to hang in the entryway by the garage, and then I'll show you kind of what my thought process is back there once we're done with this. All right, I wanted to show you really quick what this space looks like at night. Let's turn those lights off. Alexa, turn off the kitchen group.
Okay.
Okay, there we go, much better. So that is what it looks like over here. We've got the candles on the table. And then we've got the candles on the buffet and the top shelf. And I am obsessed. Literally obsessed. Let's take a look at how this turned out. I still don't have the pictures up there because I need to find them and print them off and get the ladder out and hang them and all the things. And frankly, I just haven't had time to do that. But I got this girl in her position. And I literally, like, how many times am I gonna say this in this vlog? I couldn't be more obsessed. How stinking perfect is this space right now? The floor lamp from the office is perfect right there. I found a place for this, and I love it. So we've got that there. We've got our little horse that I thrifted the other day. And then there's the berries that I thrifted today. We've got that in there. Our little plate that was thrifted, I put under the coasters, and I think that is perfect. This milk glass was thrifted. The feathers were not. They were from, I don't know, I have had them forever. Some of them actually are collected from our property at the lake. So, I don't know. I think it might be a combination of like lake feathers and Hobby Lobby. Who knows? This though, I ended up highlighting all of the outline of this. So I took a black colored pencil and I just went around the outline of all of the like indentions so that you could see them better. And I love it so much more. I think it's great. So that is, oh, and then on the bottom, I almost forgot. Well, two things. So we've got Gibby and Libby's books here. This is the one from this year. There is my wax melter. And then I ended up not being able to change out the knobs on this. And I'm actually kind of happy that I didn't, because I feel like with this piece, it keeps it, don't look at my nails, please. They're just absolutely wretched. But it keeps it in its natural form. And because it is an antique, I think it would have, I don't know, kind of taken away from this. But these are so old that if you can see back there, they are pushed in there by a little wooden piece, like a dowel. And that is what keeps them together. But look at the detail of this. That's not anything white on my floor. That is just a reflection. I'm trying to get you a better, maybe there. The lighting is a little bit poor because it's nighttime, but. And there's that one. All she wants to do is go outside and eat snow, like all day long. Right, Day? Yeah, you're a little obnoxious, Day. Yes. But I love it. I think that this space turned out so stinking good. Okay, so that is done. Oh, let's get the full effect. We gotta get the full effect here. So good. Okay, so we've got that. And then I was looking at this morning because that is just what I do. Oh, I have to turn the light on from over here because for whatever reason, our little light switch went out. I need to redo this. It just is not working for me anymore. And get it together, woman. I just want to create a space that goes with the now rest of the house. Really icky lighting. There we go. That's a little bit better. So pretty much everything on here kind of needs to be tweaked a little bit. Don't mind the screwdriver. Sam is taking down my calendars and hanging my woven picture because I decided to put that back there instead of taking it to my parents' house because we found something different for over there. But anyways, so everything here is going to get revamped except for the hands. If you have followed me very long, you know that these hands, I hold them as close to my heart as my children. And I am obsessed with them. Every time we move, like this is what gets kept in absolute security. And I know for some people it creeps them out and you know, whatever, but I love them and that's that. So it's all going to get kind of redone here. I've got a couple pieces out down here that I want to kind of play around with. And then I've got the pieces that I ended up taking down from the other shelves that I kind of want to see if I can't incorporate a few of those items in here as well. So I'm going to work on this a little bit. Let's go over here and I'll show you what we're doing over here. So here is where our wall calendars have been literally the whole time that we've lived here. But our kids are older, they have phones, they've got calendars on their phones. I can't promise you that they use those, but they're there. Sam obviously has his calendar on his phone and at work and all of that, and they're just not being used anymore. We're just in a different season of life, and that's fine, but I'm just tired of wasting my time if nobody's looking at it. And it's not a bad thing that they're not looking at it, it's just that's not where we are anymore. So in an effort to kind of save time in places that I can, I have decided to take this down. So we're putting, yeah, go just a tiny bit higher. Let me see. Yeah, I think the top of that needs to be where the top of the Velcro strip is. Yeah, much better. What was I saying? I don't remember what I was saying. Anyway, I decided to hang the woven piece that was in the kitchen eating area in here. I was going to take it to my parents', but there's just not really a perfect place for it over there, and we found something a little bit different, so this is where it's gonna go. I don't know if I'm going to add things around it. Not really sure yet. We'll kind of keep our eye open and see what everything kind of transpires into. But for now, at least this will be off of the floor. Over here, I went through all of my candles today, and I am donating all of these candles because they are not soy, and I'm trying really hard to not burn stuff in our home that just has toxins and whatnot, and all of these do. So going to donate those next time I'm out and about. And I need to finish this area right here. Chloe was doing homework earlier, so I was trying not to interrupt her, but she is taking a shower right now. So how about I finish this and then we can see what it looks like. So this is how the island turned out, and I think I'm happy with it. My only issue, and I'm whispering because everybody else is in bed, but I wanted to finish this up today so we didn't have to take it into yet another day. My only issue is this right here, like barely fits on this. I guess if I go that way, it does a little bit better. I'm not opposed to that. I like the simplicity of it, so I think I'll let it sit there for a couple days, and if it becomes a pain or I just decide it looks like it's too big for that space, then I can always swap it out with something. But for right now, I am very happy with it. So that part is done. We got everything moved over here. So I went ahead and moved all of our salt and pepper and butter, oils, that type of thing, over here on this side. And then I actually moved the canister that we keep our coffee pods in next to Daisy's treats. And I think that that just really balances everything out. I had just the treat box there to begin with, and it just kind of looked a little out of proportion and it just was not flowing well. But I think this right here works really, really well, and I like the contrast of all of the different warm tones. I would like to figure out a way to get some greenery in there somehow, but it's not a rush. This is what it looks like from this side. Still madly in love with those shelves. Like, just the transformation of this entire floor has been a little bit remarkable to me. But this is what it looks like at night. Sam's got his stuff there to take to work in the morning. And That's what it looks like in there at night. Is that not amazing? Like, oh, I just absolutely love that thing. We've got the drill down there for when I go down in the morning because I'm being lazy at the current moment because it's 10:53. So that is what that looks like. And then the last thing, this is how this cabinet or cupboard or shelving unit, whatever you want to call it, turned out. And I'm not going to say it, but you know what I want to say. I know it's dark and it's harder to see. We'll touch base on this again in the next video during the day when you can see it better, but nope, not gonna say it. Not gonna say it. I'll just let you take it all in. Who knew that Ralph was gonna be so much fun? And that is what it looks like from this area. I really need to get my porch decor taken down. I just need it to warm up. Like currently, I think it's 11 right at the moment. But everything just looks so warm and cozy, and I am absolutely here for it. All right, everyone, I hope that you enjoyed this 2-day vlog and were able to get a little bit of inspiration from it, just different ideas to bring into your home. It has been really, really fun putting this decor together, and I have surprisingly enjoyed bringing in a little bit more color, even if it is just like 1 or 2 colors. Like, what do we have? Blue over there and green. But I really, really enjoy the coziness that this decor has provided, and it just feels so much warmer than what I had before. I loved what I had before, but I really, really love this and have been really, really happy with it, and so has the family. So, you know, that's always a big deal too. If you spent the day with me, I would love to know, so leave the horse emoji in the comments below. That way I know who I got to hang out with. As always, the Amazon storefront QR code is up in the corner. That will direct you to anything that I ever talk about in these videos, or just things that I use in my own home that I think that you might be interested in as well. And lastly, if you are not following along on Instagram, make sure and hop over there so that you don't miss out on any still photos that I ever take of my home, but especially Thrifted Thursdays. That is the only place that I am posting those. So if you don't want to miss out on that, just make sure that you are subscribed on Instagram. All right, friends, until next time, be intentional about what is important and necessary and release all of the rest. I will see you next time.